we'll circle back on the women's 4x1, break it down. Let's go to the men's 4x1. Man, Italy.
Italy.
If someone came to you in not even 2020, if someone came to you in July of 2021 and said Italy would win the men's 100 and the men's 4x1, you would not listen. You would I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of what a crazy thing you would do, but you would not feel like it's reality. It would not feel real.
Hmm.
You feel like you're dreaming. No one had Italy on anyone's radar going into this for not just a medal. I don't even think people were thinking medal, right? People didn't have Italy even as a medalist in the 100 or 4x1, and now the gold medalists, led by Marcel Jacobs, who
Hmm.
obviously we saw what he did with this breakout performance in the 100. He came into with no he had like a massive PB in the 3 rounds, and then now he's anchoring a team where it wasn't just Italy. It's not just, oh, you're the one guy. People said, oh, he was born in El Paso, so it's not real. No, he just was born. He lived all his life in Italy, but the 3 other guys come together, and they were all focused on that 4x1, and they were able to use the talent of Jacobs, his 9'8" talent, to get them
Hmm.
that strong second leg and be able to win in 37-5. I was
Hmm.
flabbergasted. I thought Canada was going to win because I knew obviously they had DeGrasse and I thought Aaron Brown was a strong leg. But man, Italy, sprint you? Are they a new sprint powerhouse
They
country?
are the
You know,
new
what
sprint powerhouse. It's Italy's world in the men's sprints. We're all just living in it. Um, yeah, so that's the fifth fastest time in history. Now, 37-1 last year for the U.S. in Doha 2 years ago. Excuse me. So they also have Tortu, and Tortu has been overshadowed by Jacobs, but he's run sub 10. He went out in the semis here, and before there was Jacobs, Tortu was the guy. You'd see him in diamond leagues. You'd see him put up solid performances. So I knew they had two guys that they could hang their hat on. And listen, once the U.S. went out, this thing became wide open, and you saw how close it was. It looked like Great Britain could hold on there, but Tortu was able to get Mitchell Blake at the last second. But was this? I don't. It's shocking only in terms of if you told me this a month ago. Because if you told me going into the race that they had a shot with what we've seen Jacobs do and just the parity in general of the event with the favorites out, yeah, it seemed reasonable.
Yeah, I just was thinking it's going to be either Canada, Great Britain, or Jamaica after US was knocked out. I was like, okay, it's going to be one of those three. I thought Italy maybe could find a way to get second or third, but I just did not see them coming up here and putting together 37-5. It was just very impressive. You see their progression here. Um, it, they
But
had
Italy
never broken
had, I mean,
38 up until this year. So
yeah,
just incredible.
Jamaica had no guy in the men's 100 final, right? So they had nobody who could run with Jacobs already, anywhere close to Jacobs. And then you put Tortu in there who made a semi, and you got the makings, you got the foundation of a really good team. And you get your passes right, and then you're all set. Yeah, I mean, Canada, I agree, because DeGrasse, he's solid. But again, when you have the guy who runs 9'8" and wins the Open 100, and then there's nobody who has really four. It's not like the women's 4x1 with Jamaica where you go, okay, that's like four solid legs. 1, 2, 3 in the 100. You don't need to be that good, but even three finalists would have sufficed, and then another person who is a Diamond League quality. Nobody had that in this race, so then it makes sense that the person or the team who had that best individual would have a leg up.
Leroy Burrell tweeted, "It is great to see the success that European countries and athletes have had in Tokyo. Many athletes from around the world have benefited greatly from the European athletics infrastructure for many years. They really got a return on their investment at the Olympic Games." Yeah, I mean, you see less and less European athletes come over to, a lot of people use the NCAA system as the best breeding ground for getting 18 to 22-year-olds ready for
Mhm.
their prime 20s. And Europe has another good little infrastructure going on with the way they develop their athletes to get them to the best they can be. Between the U23 Euros is always a great. It's basically similar to like an NCAA championship. It's not NCAA level yet, but it's getting there. And now we're seeing the fruits of the labor, as Leroy said. They're winning Olympic gold. It's wild.
Yeah, they picked up a bunch of medals in this competition, and famously get the high jump gold, you get the 100-meter men's champion, you got the 4x1 title. They won the European Cup in soccer. It's Italy's year, basically. We should have seen this coming. Powerless to stop it.
That is funny. Yeah. That's interesting to say that the European Cup, it was versus Great Britain as well, or versus England. Oof.
Yeah,
that's kind of like when
don't do that to the
U.S.
British
lost
listeners.
When the U.S. lost to Trinidad and Tobago in qualifying, and then later that year the U.S. lost to Trinidad and Tobago in the 4x4. I thought that's kind of similar to that. It's like history repeats itself. So basically, whatever happens in soccer, a match like that is going to happen in athletics within a year of that match. So for those keeping track of the World Cup, keep an eye on it, because what happens in 2022 in the World Cup, that's either going to happen at the 2022 Worlds, or it's going to happen at 2023 or 2024. So if USA win, so all we need is USA to win the World Cup for us to be back relevant in athletics after our poor 2021 championships. So it's not looking good for US if we're relying on our men's national team, but they're doing better. This is becoming a soccer podcast. U.S. men's national, they won the Gold Cup. They beat Qatar. They beat Mexico. Not bad. Sorry, I'm rambling.
There you go. No,
I wish U.S. soccer was better. I just wish U.S. soccer was better than they are. It's a little disappointing. Anyway, all right. So men's 4x1. I know I want. Is there any? Let's just cap off the men's 4x1. Talk a little bit more about the U.S. not being there.